There is a right and wrong wine to drink with meals. You don't drink a citrus wine with red meat, and you definitely don't drink red wine with fish. That's just the basics. It's easy to say white wine with white meat and red meat with red wine, but wine goes much deeper. Humans have been making wine since the Neolithic era. Since then, people called sommeliers have developed a detailed knowledge of wine. At high-end restaurants, they choose the wine that goes best with your meal. But what about that last-minute trip to the grocery store before dinner? What wine fits the meal you're about to eat? To begin, look at the origins of wine. The earliest evidence of wine dates back to 5000 BCE, but is believed to date back to the Paleolithic era. Wine was perceived as a gift from the gods. It was saved for big celebrations and was drunk commonly by royalty and the rich. An expert in the origins of wine, Patrick McGovern, was part of an excavation at an archaeological site in the Zagros Mountains, located in Iran, where they found the earliest evidence of wine. The Zagros Mountains is right in the middle of the regions Transcaucasus, Asia Minor, and Mesopotamia, where the wine grape V. vinifera sylvestris originally grew. It is believed by many that the discovery of wine was an accident. Archaeologists assume that the Neolithic man ran across the grape V. vinifera sylvestris and gathered it to eat. By putting the grape into their sheepskin or stone trough, the top grapes crushed the bottom ones, causing a fermentation of those grapes and a crude, low alcohol content wine. When the Neolithic man realized what they had created, they started to work at cultivating it. They would mix it with different things, such as water, for different flavors. Wine can be considered an art, with all these years spent cultivating and perfecting the making of it. This is especially true considering sommeliers who dedicate their lives to everything about wine.
Of gas or flocculation, the wine has a light straw core, consistent to green reflections in the edge, medium concentration of color. Aromas coming out of like this lime candy, lime zest, crushed apples, underripe green mango, underripe melon skin.
That was an example of a sommelier blind tasting a wine. At the end of this segment, he correctly names the wine, the place of origin, and its exact year. This specific clip is from the 2012 documentary Somm. The documentary follows Ian Cobble, who was seen in the clip earlier, and two other men during their training for this Master Sommelier exam, the hardest test you've never heard of. A sommelier is someone who comes to your table in a nice restaurant and recommends wines that match your meal. Earning the Master Sommelier title shows the best of the best. It's a pleasure in a restaurant to have someone choose your wine for you, but it's improbable you have a personal sommelier. The solution? Learn the basic wines and their tastes, what they complement, and so on. Each wine has its own taste. To classify these, there are several categories to look at. Ian Cobble named most of the categories as his checklist to name the wine. There is weight, dryness or sweetness, acidity, tannin, texture, and of course the actual flavors of wine. Weight or body refers to how full the wine feels in your mouth. Whether there is or is not residual sugar is how sweet or dry the wine is. Acidity is how acidic the wine tastes. Tannin is a common polyphenol found in trees, plants, and fruit skins. This adds acidity and bitterness to wines. Texture is the physical sensation of wine in the mouth. There are multiple flavors in each wine. Flavors range between fruit, herbs, pepper, tobacco, tar, and even leather, just to name a few. These make each wine unique, but there are basic flavors between red and white wine to look out for when matching food and wine. Most red wines have a black fruit, red fruit, or earthy taste. Most whites have an apple, citrus, herbal, or bright fruit taste. Now, with this deeper knowledge of wine, a better understanding of the wine world, and more knowledge of the flavors of wine, choosing a wine to fit your taste buds and your meal hopefully has become much simpler.